That field down there with that strip in it. See the field down there with the strip? That's the one there. I'm going to land in that thing there. Let's get these scrinsons out. Tim, you don't know nothing about gliding. Yeah, you're not wrong there, mate. I have been sent a virtual reality headset from China, and what I want to know is it good enough for me to instruct and get back into the jet as it was when I was flying on these aircraft in the Royal Air Force. Here is the box, and as you can see on the box there, on this label here, it actually says that this headset is a Pimax Crystal Light QLED, and it actually comes from somewhere called Robot Industry Park. How cool is that? So we're going to get this out of the box. This is not an unboxing video. I have no time for those, but we're going to see whether it's easy to set up in this video. I don't want this to be an unboxing video, but we are literally just unboxing it. Okay, so we've got a nicely padded box here. So there's this mysterious monolith thing. Let's just get this out then of this plastic and we'll just see what's in there. Well, you've got a handsome, guys. This is presented well here. That's a recessed logo there. I don't know if you can see that. That's looking lovely. And we're going to take the cover off this thing here, this blue thing, and just see how this thing is packaged. So there we are. The lid itself is off now. We'll move that to one side. And you can see inside here then we've got what looks like the headset there. Remember, this one doesn't actually come with a battery on the back. That's what makes it the light variant. We've got the actual front plate here, headpiece is there, and I guess some cabling down here. I'm not too sure what's going on with this here, but we'll have a look at that as well. So looking at that in the box then, guys, let's take this out first. The first thing we're going to do is look at this ancillary sort of component, this little bag here. Rattles around. There's no instructions in this at all. I think the instructions all come off the internet. So we've got this sealed bag here. We've got another sealed bag that feels like cabling in here as well. A couple of these bags there. And then we've got the main headset itself. I'm going to be careful when I bring this out. So I'm lifting it out of the box now. And we've got underneath it nicely packaged. It comes with the two controllers. So whatever variant they've sent me now has got these two controllers in it. There we go, little buttons on there, round, pretty much similar to the G2 controllers. All these controllers are the same. I'm going to put these to one side because I'm not really going to be using these as such. I use headsets for flying only, so what I'm interested in is this particular headset by itself. So I just thought I'd show you this actually. As I try and lift the headset out, there's a cabling at the back there, this cable here, and that goes into the bottom of the box, and underneath this sort of foam at the back here, very neatly done, there's another package there. It kind of goes into like a piece of hard standing. I'm going to take that out now and just see what that's about. So here's the headset then, as you can see, a nice faceplate on there, you can see from the light, and underneath it was this box. So the box contains all the cabling, as you can see there. It looks like we've got HDMI. Oh no, it doesn't. Looks like it could be DisplayPort actually. Let's get this open. And within the box then there was a cleaning cloth, it looks like, and also something a bit heavier here in another one of these grey bags. So we're going to open these 3 grey bags first, I think, and we'll just see what's in these, and then we'll have a look at the headset itself. So the first bag we find then has all these sort of plug adapter things in it, and you can see the British one there is obviously the one we're going to be using today. That's obviously going to clip onto something there, isn't it? And then of course we've got, what's that, French, some other ones here, 2 or 3 other ones, guys, and we'll take these and we'll throw them away. The other bag we have them, looks like a USB to USB-C cable there, which is pretty cool. And this one here looks to be a USB to USB-C cable, it looks like. So a couple of those cables there. And then the last bag we had, this one here, the heavier bag in the box. So this was, here we go. So this looks like a power unit that we have here. And of course, we can pretty much assume this is going to power up the unit. And what I would do here is I'll just chuck my British plug directly onto that now. Goes in here, doesn't it? Clang! Yeah! The headset itself then. So here we have it, and I must admit, I'm not saying it's, what am I saying? Is it as heavy as the G2? Probably a little bit heavier, to be fair. I'll have to look at some statistics of that, but it actually, without the battery pack that the main Pimax Crystal has, this is a light headset. Feels pretty light. As I said, is it as light as the G2? I'm not overly convinced. Let's take that bit of card off here. So the front end then, without me going into too many details, you can look at other websites about what's going on there. Obviously a very nice faceplate on that. We don't have the towers on here. You can see you've got the cameras up front there. Looking inside it, which might not be very easy for you, got the lenses there. You can see those lenses in that thing there. We have the neck pad at the back here, obviously adjustable, and on the top there, of course, we've got the Velcro that you can adjust on as well. Cables out the back. What are these cables then? So it looks to me like I've got a display port on that one there, and on the other cable next to it is looking to me like a USB cable. Quite long cables. I think we're pretty much set up for this. I'm not going to put it on now. We do adjust the IPD. There's a thing you can scroll up and down. So let's take that through to the Shadowlands HQ, where I've just updated it with two M2 2TB drives, so we can use some Microsoft Flight Sim stuff. And what I'm going to do initially, guys, is I'm going to use Microsoft Flight Sim with this, because I've heard that actually setting this up with Digital Combat Sim is a little bit more difficult. So let's go flying.
So now we're in the Shadowlands HQ, and I have the Pimax crystal here, as you can see, and we're going to be using that briefly. But before we do use that, you may see it doesn't have a light that's active on top of it yet, and that's because it's not plugged in. And the reason I haven't plugged it in yet is because I run a 5-monitor setup, well, with laptops as well, it's a bit more than that, and my graphics card, which is 3080 Ti, will not allow this thing to be powered up as well. Remember that the screens in it are HD, they're massive, aren't they? So it thinks it's got another 2 monitors in that. So what I need to do first is download some software, then I need to unplug about 3 of my monitors, and then I need to plug this in. The computer then needs to see this, and the whole thing is not like it was when I was using my G2. The G2, because of the lower fidelity of the actual screens within this, guys, I could put this straight on, have 5 monitors running, and this would still work. That's not the case with the Pimax Lite. So what we do is go to this great website here on YouTube called Fast Jet Performance. The guy is exceptionally good looking, and what we search for is, boom, how to set up a Pimax Crystal Lite. When you click on this one then, from Pimax, their videos have got really good, by the way, it will tell you to go and download some software. The software it's going to go and tell you download, I've already done that, and I've downloaded a few other things as well. The thing about this headset, and I want to stress this to you, is unlike the G2, the Quest 3, the Rift S, all those kind of ones, which are kind of like the motorboats of the VR world. These things are set up already, you know what I mean, chugging along. They kind of just, they're there, they do what you want them to do. Unfortunately, when we start looking at Pimax's offerings with the Crystal series, these are ultimately very configurable. And what that means is the first time you use this thing, you're probably not going to like it very much. Don't worry about it. So here you can see then that I've actually got the Pimax, it's up here, Pimax Play there. This is open. You can see the headset is disconnected. If I click on that, it will show me how it is disconnected. Going across here to the Crystal Lite, it will just show me that it's actually not plugged in at all. That's absolutely fine because it's not plugged in at all. Other things you can do, guys, I've got Pimax XR Control Center. You might want to just, the Pimax Companion is download this. Again, how are you going to run this? There's other things you might want on here and stuff that you can do. Enable quad views rendering with support applications. This is a level of detail I'm not going to get into with you, right? I'm going to make some videos on this about the experience of me in the cockpit. However, Tallymouse, some other people have done some fantastic videos about how to set this headset up. The other thing you might want, as I said, quad views companion. This kind of, if I remember correctly, relates to the actual Pimax Crystal headset, the one with the battery pack on that had the foveated rendering. Don't get all complicated terms with me, Tim Davies. I don't want to hear it. However, what you can do is reduce the horizontal focus size of what I call the sweet spot. Remember the G2, guys, if you didn't know, in this thing, it has a sweet spot in it. So when you look at something, you've got to directly look at it. And therefore, you see the detail, you see the clarity on that thing you're looking at. But in the peripheral, it's kind of blurred. Well, the thing about the Crystal Lite is it doesn't really have that as such. The whole thing should be in awesome 4K or whatever it is, you know what I'm saying? But the problem is, of course, is that's rendering a whole world of stuff and it's taking a lot of your CPU power and your GPU power. So we can bring that in a little bit if we want, and we can kind of blur the edges, and therefore it makes it a lot more accessible. I brought mine down to 1515 and we'll just jump in an airplane now. I'll just plug this thing in and we'll go flying, and we'll just have a think whilst we're airborne. Just going to go and plug it in now. Just going to plug it in. Give me a second. Give me a second. All right, so what you've seen then, it's kind of come alive now, but the screen is off. And that's a pretty simple thing that we can fix, because what we do is on the very top of here, there is a button you can press, and you press that, blink, and that should turn the screen on. There we go, Pimax Crystal Light now. We're going to put that down here. Now, I can't get the microphone working in this thing, so I'm going to have to use this microphone here. It's going to be a bit cray-cray. If you want to go into the settings here, which I don't particularly want to do, but I'll just go in there. That's what I've got. Don't look at these settings and think, oh, Tim's correcting this. Tim's an idiot. Tim doesn't know what he's doing. All right, so these are what I'm using at the moment, and I do need to do some more work on, I don't even know what that does, on sorting this out, like local dimming, all that kind of stuff. What does it really do? You can pair things up. I haven't done that. I haven't started SteamVR. What I'm going to do, I've just got that there basically, and as I said, disconnect all your monitors if you've got multiple monitors set up. This thing is power hungry like a tiger. Very often I've got to put that USB out and in again to try and find a USB port that's actually going to properly give it the amount of power it needs. All right, let's go flying in the sky. Okay, when we put it on, guys, pretty simple. Undo that thing at the back, put it on your head like that. Just rest it on there like a boss at the moment, and then we're going to get Microsoft Flight Sim up and just see how that works for us. Tim, you're shouting. I know I'm shouting, mate. It's got to use this microphone here, innit? Because everyone hasn't got a microphone that works at the moment. It would be nice if I had some springs so you could pull it away from your head a bit, you know what I mean? Just to move up and down. Everything really has to loosen off the back bit, move it down. I'm not having a go. It's pretty good as it is. One of the good things about this, whilst this is loading in, if I put it on my head here, is I have not yet had it fog up at all. I can't even see where you are. It doesn't fog up. Now, the G2 did fog up. The Rift S never did. The Rift did fog up. So that's actually really good. This thing's never fogged up yet. I haven't used it that much, to be fair, guys. Let's take, we're going to take the glider. I just want to sit there to give you like field of view, see if I can change the scene on this while still recording, just to give you some idea of a very brief couple of minutes, really, of how I feel about this now. All right, so it's come up like this. Now, when we go into VR, I'm going to drag. Well, you'll see there's two eyes on the screen. I'm going to drag one of those eyes all the way across to expand it across the screen, guys. I'm not an expert at this. We're going to do flight training here, I think. No, activities. We'll go to Lake Como. We'll do some glidage and discovery flights. I don't know. What's that? Microsoft Flight Sim. Completed it, mate. Don't worry about the audio. I'm going to do more of these videos to you, flying Microsoft Flight Sim, the combat aircraft that I normally fly, and give you a full breakdown on really how it looks. This is a quick 3-minute really, just to see, just kind of give you some idea really of what this is like. Apologise for the audio, as I said, coming through this mic here, because the mic on this headset doesn't actually work at the moment. What's that, T? You know. Okay, guys, so we're in the glider. Now, I'm just going to describe what I'm seeing. Hopefully, you can sort of see me. This cable does come out from the left-hand side, wrap it around your right arm, and I've got other cable fighting with cable. You know how it is. So get yourself squared away. Cable nightmare. We're in a glidage. You know what I mean? So what am I seeing here? Well, as I said, it doesn't really fog up, which is awesome. Can you see me all right? Doesn't really fog up. I'm looking at quite a clear cockpit. I can look right or left. The trees aren't stuttering at all. It's pretty good. If I have a look at my wing, look at the wing there. I can see the flexing of the wing quite nicely. That's good. It looks really, really nice. It looks pretty. I can see controls in the cockpit here. There we go, looking outside. So I've got pretty much a very pleasant, high definition flying experience, pretty much straight out of the box. I haven't done much for this at all. If I lean forwards, have a look at the controls. Look at that. So you can see the clarity there. Really, really clear. Now, in my peripheral, is there blurring? Well, there's not anything that's really perceptible in this particular cockpit, guys. I literally want to do a 3-minute video. Let's just go and land this thing, shall we? Okay, as I approach these little buildings here, looking out at the buildings, I'm not getting any stuttering. That's very smooth. That's so smooth. Really is smooth. And what we'll do, guys, I'll come over here and we'll just see whether we can find somewhere to land. And we'll just see how it is close to the ground. I'm not an expert at gliding, by the way. I genuinely don't know. Look, but also the range I've got, the movement, the peripheral. I know you can widen this out or close it in. It's impressive. It really is. So let's go over here. That field down there with that strip in it. See the field down there with the strip? That's the one there. I'm going to land in that thing there. Let's get these scrinsons out. Tim, you don't know nothing about gliding. Yeah, you're not wrong there, mate. I know nothing about gliding. But I used to glide when I was a kid, but I don't know anything about it now. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Let's have a look. So you can see the building still standing out. I need to get rid of some water, apparently, don't I? Let's just get that out whilst I'm landing. Right, let's get a decent attitude, turning in them. They can come in for a second until I actually identify my landing spot. Oh, good. Pylons. Well, that's brilliant. Well judged, Davies. Okay, I've got a new one now. See where those pylons they extend? No, they extend. Pylons everywhere. Okay, let's we'll go downwind here. We'll land across that wind there. So we're looking all right. Again, look, it's pretty. So you do get a really great experience with this. I'm impressed. Out of the box, Microsoft Flight Sim. I'm not even joking, guys. It is a good headset for Microsoft Flight Sim. With Digital Combat Sim, which it doesn't seem to be optimized for, that's a whole other thing. And what we're going to do here is we're going to have a look at that in a later video, if that's all right. I can't see. I'm looking at the camera. I can't see you anyway. It doesn't matter none, does it? So there we go. Looking over there. It doesn't matter none. I can't see anything. What's going on? Okay, let's get these spoiler things out the wing. There we go. Looking pretty good. Identify the landing area. Yep, speed control. And we're looking long. Yeah, we're looking okay. There's our crosswindy final thing, whatever they want to call it. That's them out now. That's us turning. That's looking pretty good. And that's looking nice. Got the trees there. Good speed, good speed, good speed. Low speed, Davies. Rolling out. Holding it off, holding it off, holding it off, holding it off. Ding, 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 ding. Good stuff. Leave those spoilage things out. Keep the wings level, if I remember correctly, from gliding. This is long grass. We're never getting out of this field, are we? Hope there's a cafe around. Anyway, guys, I hope that's all good for you. Let me just look outside the jet. Good stuff. I don't know how I move around. What do I do with this? Do I move around? Oh, there we go. Look at that. Okay, so hopefully that was all right for you. So far, this Pimax Crystal Light is looking like a pretty decent headset. Till next time, guys. Tim Davies, Fast Jet Performance.